Dazaifu, Japan, the kami of education. Although this shrine you are looking at is not the Dazaifu shrine, it is just one of many that is dedicated to the god of education.
Here I am at a jinja dedicated to Sugawara Michizane. He is a legendary character from the distant past of Japan. He underwent a process of deification after he passed away, which means he became a god. More precisely, the god of education. Let's learn more.
Dazaifu was one of the central points of military and political influence in Japan from the Nara era through the Heian era until the Kamakura era, which is largely held as the era the samurai rule began. During the Heian era, it is noted that Dazaifu was the location where many high-ranking officials were exiled. Nonetheless, it was still a location of significant distance from the capital cities of the various eras. Notably, it is on a different island from the established capitals of each era. The main island Honshu served as the home for the capitals throughout the various eras in recorded history. Dazaifu is on the land of Kyushu, which is the largest and most southern landmass of Japan. Dazaifu is close to Fukuoka and on the same island as Nagasaki. This is a shrine in Nagasaki. Most pertinent to this commentary, the legendary Tenjin was venerated to kami status in Dazaifu. Tenjin is known as Sugawara Michizane in his human form. Notably, he was an incredible poet as well as a virtuous being and a scholar. Incidentally, his poetry was featured as the 420th piece of the Kokinshu, more formally known as the Kokin Wakashu. Sugawara Michizane, later known in his venerated kami state as Tenjin, was born into a highly prestigious family that had achieved the status of a son within the nobility during the Heian era. A son was a prestigious hereditary noble title in Nihon, used primarily between Asuka and the Heian period. Sugawara Michizane, Tenjin, did not waste his birthright. He was gifted and excelled in studies of Japanese and Chinese, as well as many fields of study. He excelled to such an extent that he was given a high-status role within Japan at a significantly young age relative to his contemporaries. He was an incredibly talented, academic, sincere, loyal, and morally incomparable individual. Sugawara Michizane was loved and respected by many in his lifetime, so much so that it attracted some jealousy and fear. The Sugawara clan, a powerful family with a lineage to the original emperor, still had power at that time, and immense influence in the aristocracy of Japan. Furthermore, they had power and influence in the imperial courts of Japan. They felt as though they were being threatened by the work of Sugawara Michizane, in the manner of the closeness of Sugawara Michizane and the then emperor as an advisor and perhaps a friend. The monumental changes in the mortal life of Tenjin came when a rival, Fujiwara no Tokihira, came to the ear of the new emperor, Emperor Uda, abdicated, leaving Emperor Daigo to take the throne. Though there were notable ways in which the new emperor wanted to venerate and honor his predecessor, such as the continuation of the project of the Kokinshu, which incidentally Sugawara Michizane was not excluded from. Retaining the soon-to-be Kami Tenjin as an advisor was not on the agenda. This is due to a number of accusations that historians later largely agreed to be false. The poignant element of this short interjection on Tenjin is that his family and Sugawara Michizane himself lived in dire poverty in Dazaifu, struggling to even garner the food they needed to survive. They lived a life of subsistence and sorrow in Dazaifu. Some years later it became ever more evident that he was innocent and of morally upstanding nature. He was proven innocent before his death at the age of 59. Sadly, he died before he was gifted any accolade, let alone deification, i.e. being given the status of deity or god. The first element of the process of his deification was when he died, there were relentless famines and droughts, and the sons of Emperor Daigo died suddenly. Emperor Daigo, arguably having a sense of guilt for the treatment of this most upstanding advisor unto his predecessor, sought to appease the angry spirit of Sugawara Michizane, that at the time was thought to be the cause of these terrible occurrences. This is in part due to the Shinto concept of Go-ryo, a vengeful ghost that is predominantly from the aristocracy, that has been martyred or mistreated significantly. The Go-ryo are said to have power and vengeance in the plenty. In order to appease the spirit of Sugawara Michizane, he created a shrine in Kyoto, the capital at the time, called Kitano Tenmangu Jinja. It would, if one believes in such ephemeral concepts, have appeased the soon-to-be Tenjin. In the end, it was 70 years later that he was deified, and Dazaifu became the legendary and most sacred shrine of education gradually over time, with Sugawara Michizane becoming Tenjin, the kami of education. The shrine dedicated to Tenjin in Fukuoka is called Dazaifu Tenmangu. The significance of Tenjin cannot be understated within Japanese culture. Indeed, many Japanese scholars and aspiring scholars seek the blessing of this kami. There is an eye-watering amount of shrines dedicated to the kami of education known as Tenjin. The two most significant are in Dazaifu and Kyoto. Kyoto was the capital of the Heian era and the home of this hero, a deified individual. A place where Sugawara Michizane enjoyed education and the splendor of the inspiration of nature. Incidentally, he was particularly fond of the bloom of plum trees. He was, in conclusion, a brilliant mind, a man of bold and honourable character, who persevered through poverty to see upon his deathbed his absolution from false accusations, whom in the ephemeral realm would reap havoc and vengeance, to have his true destiny of deification granted in accordance with the Shinto perspectives and the thought paths of the contemporaries of Tenjin. This tale of a good man, a great mind, false accusation, a thrust into abject poverty, is even for the most rational and empowering tale of the power of education, and is additionally a significant part of Japanese national identity, in the sense that this deity is renowned and revered by the majority of the Japanese people. This shrine, this jinja, dedicated to Tenjin, is in Nagasaki, very close to the largest shrine in Nagasaki, Suwa Jinja. Please check it out if you're ever around. Thank you. Yorkshire man in Japan. Out!